For those of you in the audience that have never heard of us, we're a HR business consultancy. We pride ourselves on developing psychometric solutions that are robust, sound, and help employees select, retain the best fit for them. So you may have heard of our personality questionnaire, PAPI, or equally our sort of high volume solution, Cubiks Hire. We're coming to you today with something a little bit different. It's called Cubiks Capture, and we're really excited to showcase this to you first. You're our first audience. So a little bit about Capture. So Capture, as I said, it's a bit different. It's a value-based self-selection tool. It's where potential applicants can go onto this. You can showcase your brand, so it's all around attraction as well. And they can have a look at your values and their values and how much they align. And then if they get a great fit, you can encourage them to go and apply through your website. Kate will show you all of that in much more detail, but it's a really simple, great solution where candidates really get to understand how much their values and aligns to your organisation. And the reason we've done this is because we know how important it is for employees to be happy in the workplace. There's more to it than their aptitude and ability. So we wanted to really give candidates that opportunity to say, am I going to like it here? Is this a place for me?
So what I can see there is the candidate landing screen. The candidate could have arrived at this screen through a variety of ways, either sent directly through your ATS, direct email invite, or more commonly just a little URL embedded anywhere on your recruitment platform, careers website, anywhere you like. A little URL, click, go, register. You're into Cubiks Capture, entirely standalone or not, as you prefer. On the left, we have the landing page. So you can see there, Capture. This looks like quite a youthful audience, so I'm just going to explain that little logo there. That's two Polaroids, because Capture is an image-based tool. That little picture of some chess pieces there, that's a holding image, it's a branding image, so you can put your brand there, whatever that is, whatever the picture that brings to life your brand the most, your employer brand. The chess pieces are just kind of a little bit of a chess nerd, and this is my demo. Here we have the candidate instruction page, just to show, look, it's a 5-point rating scale. That's all you have to deal with, Mr. Candidate or Miss. Here you put your message, what you want to tell the candidate about the tool, which is usually going to be, hi, welcome to XYZ employer. We want to learn about your values. We want to tell you about our values. And we also, I'm going to show you a little bit about our brand and talk to you a little bit about what it's like to work here. It's quite a short message. It's a very intuitive tool. You don't need to put a lot of text here. Everything you see is entirely configurable, every picture and every word. Okay, so the ratings. So what you're going to get is a social media style feed of images and phrases. So the images you see, some of them will relate to values. So that little chess piece there, so it's aiming for high standards, so value of excellence perhaps. Stimulating people's thinking, that's a learning value. You can see my favourite, the gorilla there, having a good think. Some clients like to have very grounded pictures here, and some like to go for something a bit more abstract. And it really depends on what your brand is. So we have a pharmaceutical company who are looking at pictures of their offices, but also pictures of their labs, and also more abstract things to bring together the feelings of kind of science and innovation. FMCG companies, for example, might show people drinking the product and using the product in such a way that brings their values to life. It's really up to you what you want to put here. Some clients have gone back to their own Instagram feeds and found pictures of their employees really bringing to life their values, and they use that here. And that really brings to life your employer brand. It's a really nice way to do it. So you can click through, just rate each of the statements. We're not asking candidates to spend a lot of time because this is the first touch point in a recruitment process typically in terms of interacting with a tool. They may go on after this and do personality test, ability test, video interview, Skype interview, assessment centre. We don't want to ask a lot from them at this point. Okay, results. This is where it gets fun. So first thing, I would have seen that little graphic on the end load dynamically, telling me I had a 56% alignment. Now it's up to you whether you want to show this graphic or not. If you want to use this tool to narrow down your pipeline a little bit and to encourage those who perhaps don't share your values and don't understand your brand to self-select out, this is where you might want to use that graphic, and then you can put a message just below it saying, in that second screenshot there, the message, just saying, you know, maybe you know, your values don't overlap with our values hugely. Why don't you think about that? Have a look at what our values are. Think about your own values and consider your application. If that graphic says 82%, you might have a really strong message saying, look, you share our values, and we know as psychologists that where you share an organisation's values, that directly predicts job satisfaction. And if your employees are happy, they're more likely to stay longer and they're more likely to be productive. It's really super simple. What else you get? So the candidate gets a profile of their personal values. So we wanted to make this tool non-transactional in the sense that whether the candidates decide to apply to your organisation or not, they're taking something away, which is an opportunity to learn more about their own values and how those values affect their working life. And then you can talk about your own values as well. So these are our Cubiks values, incidentally, so winning together, that's what Lauren and I are hoping to do here today. And they can click on those and learn a little bit more about your values and your brand. Okay, so this final screen here, you can see there somebody's just clicked into that value of winning together just to learn a little bit more about it. So this is where you can put in your text and say, okay, one of our values as an organisation is winning together. Let's talk to you about what that means if you were to come to work here. So really, really engaging with your values up front and thinking about, will I be happy here? Not how will I perform here, not can I do it, will I be happy? Because that's a huge part of the picture in the current war for talent. This last screen here, so the other thing you can use Capture to do is you can put some of those more role-based images in there and just use those to do a sort and say, okay, we've talked about your values, you want to apply, here's a ranking of some roles you might want to look at. And it's for those candidates who are kind of wandering around thinking, yep, this brand looks cool, I want to work here, I'm quite early in my career journey, I just need to get thinking about what I could do here, and Capture can do that all at the same time. So that's Capture. Have your instructions, click through your images, getting quite a lot of feedback for your 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to pass over to Lauren to finish up.
So just to recap, Capture is a self-selection and engagement tool for candidates. It is based around values and also roles within the organisation. It's very much aimed in the early talent or high volume space. It is a solution that can be hosted on your website or through an ATS, and then it can encourage the candidate to navigate back to apply for that role through your website. It's a really neat, seamless integration that can be had with it as well. It is, all of the feedback is candidate only. So this isn't feedback that we would pass back to an ATS or to the organisation. So it really is for the candidate, for you to encourage the right candidates and engage those candidates really on in that selection process to encourage them that your organisation is the one for them if there's a great fit there.